Join Divine Oracle Readings. Your hosts, Gypsy Lady Eva and Brother Chris, discuss spiritual topics and current events.
You could have listened to the radio. You could have spun some vinyl. You could have played a cassette tape. But you listened to
Divine Oracle Readings on Unique Spotify.
Alrighty, well, welcome back this week. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful week, especially by learning a little bit, actually, with the podcast that we just did, and that there is about with your angel work. I'm here tonight. This is Brother Me and Chris, and I'm here tonight with my colleague,
the Gypsy Lady.
Yes. So if you guys have missed last week's, this will give you the opportunity here just to be able to sit back, watch a little bit, and learn what we were talking about.
Which makes you wonder when you watch that show, what about, do we really actually run into real live flesh and blood? At least that's what it looks like, angels. I was with a friend and we had just came out of a restaurant. It was kind of rainy, kind of ucky. And as we came out, there was this street person, hobo, homeless, whatever you want to call him. And he stopped us and he said, he didn't really say anything, but he kind of was like, looked like he was begging for money. So which he did. And, or which we gave him some money. And he said, I'll give you how did he put that? You have to realize this has been quite a few years. I'll give you a tip. Wait 5 minutes before you leave. Okay?
Yeah.
So we both were walking to the car and it turned around and this guy was gone.
Alrighty, so yes, we do say thank you very much, and I'm going to give it over to my colleague, Eva.
Oh, can I say it? I keep hearing, angels we have heard on high.
Love it.
Yeah, in the middle of summer, we're singing a Christmas song.
Yes.
Okay, and we're doing prayer techniques to talk to angels. Because that's what they're for. They're here. They are there. Let's try that again. They are here as a divine gift to us. They are more than willing to help us. You do have to ask because they just can't barge in and say, hey, I'm here. Although I suppose sometimes maybe that would be a good thing because they do kind of watch over us. And so they are out there. And one of the things is, like I say, you have to ask them, and you can do that in a prayer. You can't be, how can I say that? There are times when it's like you're losing control of the car and you go, help me. But most of the time you have to sit down and first of all, thank them for being there for you. Thank them for all the work that they have done. And then go where you have to go with your prayer. And one of the examples that you presented to me is you're on the freeway and you're running out of gas. Don't let me run out of gas. Let me get to a service station. Thank you. That's not quite the way you should do it. It's more like, divine angel, thank you for guiding me safely to the service station. I'm overjoyed that there's more than enough fuel to get me there. This journey has been a breeze, and I'm so thankful you're here with me, and so be it. I know that's the way you're supposed to pray, but more often than not, I'm like, help!
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, so whenever I'm actually at locations or whatever, I kind of do that though. Even right when I get in a car, if we're traveling somewhere, even if it's a short distance whatsoever, I'm always mentally saying, thank you very much, angels, for your presence, for being here. And then right when we get to the location, I say, thank you very much, angels, for allowing us to get here. Again, though, that could be a short distance or even a long distance is what I normally do. Or even if I'm actually riding our local bus, I'm actually always turning around and saying, thank for me, angels, for allowing me to be able to ride this bus.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was always taught. You always say thank you, even if it's for just some small thing. Thank you for being there. Thank you for helping me.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a long, elaborate prayer. Just a simple thank you.
Yeah.
They know that you appreciate them.
Yeah, and it's so true though, because so many people they don't do that, right? And they're always frustrated whenever they're driving and everything else. It's always best off to actually thank the angels prior to. Um, one incident. I'm not going to say who I was with, but person actually has got aggressive because of other drivers around them. And I've turned around and said, just be happy right where you are. The person hasn't caused an accident around you at all. Be thankful. All right. Even though I don't want to say the angels are with us, that's what I'm always thinking in my mind. And it's so true, though, is always thank the angels. So.
Explore the Stratford Perth Museum with Trevor Bishop and Chris the Rock, both from Hunting Line Podcast and Divine Oracle readings. They have been seen on national television shows and heard on radio stations throughout North America. This is your chance to explore this wonderful house and the haunting history that's within the building.
All right, so that way we've got actually the next one after that. If Eva wants to hit on that one.
Hang on.
No problem. No problem.
And what is it? What is after
so
that?
it's after the
There we go.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
that there is actually Eva's
Called
Eva's
an
computer.
affirmative. No, it's called Eva doesn't know what she's doing sometimes. Affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer is a metaphysical technique where instead of praying for an answer in the future, we give thanks as if it has already happened. The technique is very simple. You acknowledge your angels or whoever you want to pray to, thank them for their help, affirm the change has already happened, and end it by saying, so is it. So it is. Or so be it. There's a couple ways. And to state that you wish it to be already fulfilled. And there are two basic prayer like that you can use. And one is just to simply say thank you, dear angels, for reminding me of your presence. And thank you, angels, for revealing to me what I need to know. It's that simple. It is that simple. Like I say, you don't have to go into a Gregorian chant singing the praises of your angel or singing whatever, but just a simple thank you, right?
Yeah, and it's so true though, and that's one thing though that's actually really strong. Again, though, is what Eva was just saying though, and they are thank angels for reminding me of your presence, not gift presence, but your presence of them being there. All right, and again, those thank you angels for revealing to me what I need to know. You will be surprised of how much information will come to you then. A lot of us, so we always drive along the road. I was watching videos today, and it's about people getting into car accidents, and it's a TV show actually in the States. But basically, though, it's basically the paramedics showing up, right? And so many people actually underneath this program, they didn't know why they got into accidents. But if still is,
that's why they call them accidents.
Yeah. But if they would have said the stuff, I bet though that they'd be more alertive. So
Oh yeah. Um, you know, okay, we've been using the term angels,
yeah,
which is a good term to use. I prefer just spirit, spirit guides, spiritual entities. There's a lot of different names you could apply to this. And the thing is, I think all too often we forget to pray. We don't necessarily not want to pray, but we forget to pray.
yeah,
And we forget to say thank you.
yeah,
Um, and the thing about the angels is they are very forgiving. If you don't say thank you, they're not going to hold it against you. They're not going to give you any help. They're not going or keep any help from you. They're not going to do something that would upset you. They just go about their business because that's what they're there for.
yeah, yeah,
And and it just bothers me that I hear people, oh, I don't pray that often. It's like, oh, God, you need to pray. You need to talk to your angels.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Even you might be a church a person, you might be atheist. You kind of might believe actually in there being a beings. I know for Eva Lil, she believes actually in the other beings, but but still, if you believe though, or even if you don't, still send something out. We'll be right back after these commercials, and we're gonna be finishing the night and let you know some good news coming up.
The paranormal can happen at any time, so that's why our Etsy store is always open. Get your paranormal items from cleansing to protection to attraction, all available now on our Etsy store. Search Haunting Live.
Explore the Stratford Perth Museum with Trevor Bishop and Chris Rock, both from Haunting Live Podcast and Divine Oracle Readings. They have been seen on national television shows and heard on radio stations throughout North America. This is your chance to explore this wonderful house and the haunting history that's within the building. September 10th, why not come out to the Stratford Perth Museum for the Indigenous Arts and Craft Market for celebration with the Cedar Hill Drumming Corps and Dancers. This is absolutely free on September 10th from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. Another great podcast to listen to is Haunting Live Podcast with your host Trevor, interviewing tons of people throughout the world. Listen on any of your podcast providers.
Be sure to check out our new website at hauntinglivepodcast.com. That's again those. Check out hauntinglivepodcast.com. Alrighty, so we're back from commercial, and yes, so we've got last two little bits to cover. Inviting your angels to come with you.
Inviting your angels. Okay. It's that too is a very simple way of doing things. You just simply invite them. Just say, please come and help me. And sometimes that's all you need. Now, in the one that you gave me, it suggested using helping part of this use a candle as part of the ritual.
Yeah.
Or a candle ritual. I apologize. And candles have a very particular thing. It's the flame that carries the energy to begin with. And candles, if you know anything, are used in a lot of different rites and rituals. And candles have always had a very close association with psychic abilities and clairvoyance, clairaudience also. And when you light a candle, just kind of gaze into it and let the feelings come around that you're getting into a higher level of energy. And that's when you start drawing your angel close to you, and it will happen. And the one thing I don't agree with, or I shouldn't say I don't agree with, what I have always been taught is uh, the color of the candle does make a difference.
Yeah.
Um, and if you're doing an angel thing, I would use a white candle or uh, a yellow candle, but definitely a white candle. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's gonna actually ask you. Some of the different meanings of candles, if you sort of know it.
Well, yeah, green. I know green candles are used for money cert purposes. Uh, Purple candles are used to help with the peace. Like if there's been some bad feelings with people, use and you want to correct that, you use a purple candle. Um, and everybody gets all bent out of shape when you start talking about black candles because after all, that's black. No, it's not black magic. Black candles have I'm going to leave the black candles alone because that's involved with a lot of different things,
It
and I
does.
just
It
don't
does.
have the
Yeah. Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Uh,
now, just sorry for interrupting. Now, are these outside colored candles, or are they the full candle wax colored?
um, I was always told to make sure that it's a full color, saturated, however you want to put it. Um, and that's all I've ever used. I've never used ones that are just simply dipped in one color and the rest of it's white. But the thing is, what I was told to do is you take a candle like if you want to do I'm just using this as an example. You want to call the angels to help you get money, and the only thing you have is a white candle. So you hold the candle in your hand, you envision it as being green, you close your eyes, you see it as a green candle, and then when you get at that point where you actually do see it as a green candle, you then light the candle with the prayer for money or whatever you want to use it for. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember when we were taking the class, somebody says, "Well, what about a plaid candle?" And I thought the teacher was just gonna throw the candle at him. So it can be used as a weapon too. All
Yes. 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 So
right.
going back to the footnotes.
Um, okay. Um, this would almost have to do it kind of in the night type thing, but you can do it anytime. And turn out the lights and make sure the candle is sitting in a fireproof dish in front of you. And if you have an altar that you're using or that you have set up, use that, sit in front of it. They say cross-legged in front of it. If I got on the floor, man, it's going to take a lot more than an angel to get me up. So,
Well, you're still a young girl.
no, but the idea is to sit comfortably. If you can sit on the floor cross-legged, do it. If you can't, sit in a comfortable position. Light the candle and then gaze at the candle and allow the light to come and wash over you. And in your mind, you set the intention that you want this candle to help draw the angel close to you. Feel it within yourself and feel it within your soul, within your heart, within your mind. And you will see that energy, you'll feel the energy. And just keep gazing at the candle and visualize your eye chakra to open up, your third eye, and feel attuned to the vision of your angel. And see yourself tapping, kind of listening and hearing the voice of your angel as you gaze into the candle. You will see, feel, and hear their presence. Breathe steadily through your breathe steadily in, breathe steadily out. And allow yourself to go into a little light trance or just a little bit of a meditation type thing. And when you have reached a point where you're just staring at the candle, close your eyes immediately and pay attention to the thoughts, messages, words, and impressions that come to you. And then say a prayer like the little thank you prayer. Thank you, dear angels. I am so glad you are close to me. I allow you into my heart. Thank you for staying here. And then place your hands on the ground either side of your body. And well, if you're sitting on the floor or in front of, on the ground, whatever, and press firmly to ground yourself. To ground yourself, if you can't sit on the floor, take your shoes off and make sure that your feet are in contact with the floor. Take your socks off. And if you pass out, well, that's okay too. No. Sorry, I have to always add a little bit of humor in there, but just take your socks and shoes off and put your feet flat on the floor. If you can, be in a wooden floor, because that makes a good connection. And make sure you drink some water, and that says here, eat some nuts or fruits to ground yourself. I have never been told that, but it sounds like a good idea. But basically drink some water too, because water is a blessing in itself. Okay?
Yeah, and it's a good way, basically, also to connect with your angels, and that's what the whole concept about. But the last week's podcast and this week's podcast is connecting with your angels. Again, though, there's a lot of us. So we do want to get in contact with our angels. We say we do, but the big question though is, how do we really do it? And these are some ways so that are actually good ways to help you.
And angels don't have an area code, so it's kind of hard that way too.
Yes. It's like a long time ago, before the area codes came in, before you started calling everybody over the phone and everything else. It's way before that time. You know, there's so many different types of angels altogether. There's archangels. There's so again, know that there's the highest one though is Michael, and then there's actually a couple other ones. Right when I was doing the course, though, the angel that really popped out to me, and it's pretty cool though, is Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
And the very first thing I thought about was the movie Little Mermaid, right? But Ariel is actually a male angel, but it's really cool though. Anything else so that you would like to actually add for tonight's footnotes?
Not really. I think we've really covered the subject.
Okay.
Know that the angels are there for you. They are always there for you. And they pop up in the strangest places, and you will know it.
Yeah. So that's actually all about angels. Now next week though, we do actually have our very first special guest coming in. She's going to join Eva and myself. She's coming all the way from California. Now this special guest has known me for 49 years. She is trained actually within different spiritual ways. She is also certified, and she's also taken part actually in the same way though that you guys have done, by listening back and listening to us all together. So yeah. All right. Well, from Eva and myself, we do say thank you very much for joining. All right, and Eva, hopefully you get a little bit better.
Thank you.
No problem. All right.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so you guys all have a good night, and we will talk to you guys later.
And thank you for your time, and have a great week.
Yeah.
You could have listened to the radio. You could have spun some vinyl. You could have played a cassette tape. But you listened to
His Divine Oracle readings on Unique Spotify. Another great podcast to listen to is Haunting Live Podcast with your host Trevor, interviewing tons of people throughout the world. Listen on any of your podcast providers.
Be sure to check out our new website at hauntinglivepodcast.com. That's again those. Check out hauntinglivepodcast.com.